someone needs to do the right thing. We are in agony.
Yeah.
We are in agony. It is unbearable. And to think of what she went through. I wake up every night, in the middle of the night, every night. And in the darkness, I imagine her terror. And it is unthinkable, but those thoughts demand to be thought.
Yeah.
And I will not hide my face. But she needs to come home now.
Yes.
This is my personal opinion on recent news. Savannah Guthrie, the co-anchor on the Today Show, has just given her first emotional interview since her 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie, disappeared from her home in Tucson, Arizona. It happened back on January 31st. Nancy was dropped off at her house, missed a virtual church service the next morning, and authorities believe she was kidnapped overnight. Surveillance footage showed a masked man at her front door. The search is now in its 8th week, with investigators saying it was targeted, and they believe they know the motive, though they haven't shared details publicly. Savannah sat down with her friend and former co-host, Hoda Kotb, and in the clip that aired, you can see her breaking down in tears, saying the family is in unbearable agony. She wakes up every night imagining her mother's terror and refuses to hide her face. The family has also put out fresh pleas to the Tucson community, urging anyone who might know something, even a small detail from those key dates, to come forward. They're holding on to faith and desperately want Nancy brought home. My honest reaction is that this is heartbreaking in the rawest way possible. No one should have to live with that kind of nightly torment, picturing your elderly mother in fear, not knowing if she's suffering or worse. Savannah is showing real strength by facing the cameras and speaking directly to whoever might have information. Quote, "Someone needs to do the right thing." That steeliness mixed with desperation is powerful. At the same time, it's a stark reminder of how fragile safety can be, even for someone who seems to have lived a quiet life. Here's the hard truth. An 84-year-old woman doesn't just vanish from her own home in the middle of the night without someone knowing something. This wasn't a random accident. Investigators call it targeted, and that raises uncomfortable questions about vulnerability in our communities, especially for older people living alone. Too often, these cases drag on because people hesitate to get involved, or they convince themselves it's not my business, or I might be wrong. But when a family is stuck in limbo, unable to grieve or find peace, that silence becomes part of the problem. The Guthrie family is right to keep pressing the Tucson community and southern Arizona at large. They believe locals hold the key. No detail is too small. Camera footage, texts, conversations, observations from late January 31st or early February 1st. Someone out there knows more than they realize, and staying quiet only prolongs the agony. We also see a reminder of power imbalances in how these stories unfold. A high-profile daughter like Savannah brings national attention, rewards including $1 million one from the family, and resources that many other families suffer in silence without the spotlight. Still, the focus here must stay on Nancy, her life, her courage, and the urgent need to bring her home so her children can finally honor her properly instead of just aching. In the end, this situation is a painful illustration of how quickly normal life can shatter and how much we rely on basic human decency from strangers. Savannah and her siblings are leaning on faith and community support, and they're modeling resilience while refusing to stay silent. But the resolution depends on that one person choosing to speak up. All of this is my personal take. Please verify the facts yourself and form your own views. If you have any information about Nancy Guthrie's case, contact the authorities right away. What do you think? Does hearing Savannah's raw pain make you more likely to pay attention to details in your own neighborhood? Have we become too quick to look the other way? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. I read them, and this conversation matters. Thanks for watching. Stay aware out there.